Hi all, I'm Varun Nair, Community Growth Marketer at Ampliz and your host for the Startup Showcase presented by Ampliz. In this show, you can share and educate your startup experience with our community. So for today's podcast, I'm partnering for a discussion with Mr. Varun Choudhary, also known as the Startup Doctor. He is the founder of Abaxsoft, which helps to turn ideas into beautiful businesses throughout a variety of services. So, just a small introduction about Varun. He has 10 plus years of experience and is an expert in tailor-made solutions for web and mobile applications development and also into organic content marketing. Hi, Varun. So, it's been great to have you on the show. How are you?
It's a pleasure, Varun. Thank you for having me. I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm also doing great. Thank you for asking. So, let's get started.
Sure.
So I will start with a very simple question. So why Abaxsoft, how it solves problem, and what is Abaxsoft?
So why Abaxsoft is like I would say if you have been touching with any of the clients which we have served, or if you have seen any of the products we have developed, or if you have even interacted with me over a event or something, you would know the answer to that. Because we are not in business of making clients or earning revenue. We are in business of making products. We are in business of making businesses. So that is one reason. And you will find that with every release that we do. And that is the reason that has given us a tremendous repeat ratio as well. In terms of problems, we mainly solve IT related problems in terms of how an idea can be executed into a product. And that being said, we also make sure that if the idea cannot be executed, for example, like I get tons of requirement about tons of ideas, people want trying to replicate so many things, and that is where our role comes in. Like we need to counsel the customers, make them aware of what are the pros and cons, what are the possibilities, what are the projections, because every time client is not aware about everything, right? No, because no one has, everyone doesn't have resources to do all the research and everything, and that is where our experience helps them understand what are the hurdles, what are the obstacles they will face, and how they can be solved. So we give them mobile applications where, like before that, we analyze the solution that is to be produced for them. Like generally people have like, I want a real estate website, right? But we do not have the clear definition of how it will navigate or what will be the target audience and everything. So first we devise the solution that is to be developed. Then we develop the solution for, like, if it is a web application or it is a mobile application or whatever they have is sufficient and they need a marketing solution. And accordingly, we cater their needs. Yeah.
Okay. So basically bring any ideas and you will provide them the best solution for that.
Yeah.
Just like the title
best
says.
Possible solutions. Yeah.
Best possible solution. That's wonderful. So my next question will be, how are you evaluating product market fit?
So we have this concept called aha moment. All right. So aha moment is, let's say you have a target audience in mind, right? According to target audience, you do a survey, and according to that survey, you understand the pain points of that industry. So when you have listed out the pain points, and then you have to, as an organization, you have to decide what are the pain points that you are going to solve.
Okay.
And that turns out into be the gain point. So we have pain points and then we have gain points, and we then map the product around it. So from the gain points, we identify the core value of the product. For example, I was working on a project which was a social networking platform, but then it was very different from other platforms. We have to identify what is the core. So community was the core. So we designed everything around it. So we define the core of the product, then we define the user experiences on that product. So how the user will come in, what will be their first reaction, how they will settle in. So there are different types of users for any product. There are beginners, there are active users, and there are pros. So defining the journey, how you convert a visitor, or you can say a person who come across your ads, how you convert that person to a pro or a promoter. Who can come. So that the whole process is like we call it aha moment, and that is how we define the market fit.
Okay, that's excellent. So what about the customer acquisition strategy?
That varies from product to product, of course, because no strategy can be universal. Every product has different target audience, and even for different target audience, they have different mindset. Like customers have different expectation from a product. So we identify the target audience, we identify the, according to the aha moment, we identify what is that the customer is looking for. And then we devise a strategy accordingly.
Okay. And what particular customer acquisition strategies, like what are the, mostly what kind of tools or what kind of applications do you use to find, like to channelize the user audiences?
So there are a variety of channels, of course. So for example, some days ago, like last month, I guess, I wrote an article about why people are deleting Facebook. Like a lot of companies are still working on Facebook marketing, right?
Okay,
There are more than 50 social networks on the web, and every platform has users. But companies do not recognize that. So what we do is, according to the customer fit, according to the target audience, we identify what are the channels which are best fit for them. And then, of course, as the standard marketing practice, we do A/B testing on multiple strategies. Content strategies, there, graphic strategies there, sometimes paid ads is there, contests are there, and there are so many. There are like 150 or maybe 200 types of strategies that can be implemented. And on the basis of A/B split testing, we identify which is better suited for the product penetration. And accordingly, we keep refining the process, and we keep moving ahead.
Great. So considering the facts that the filtration process, what actually worked and what failed while customer acquisition strategy process?
So personally for us, what failed was Facebook ads. They didn't work out for us. There were too many spam inquiries there, and people didn't had any inquiries. Like people were applying for job when we were asking for project requirements. So Facebook paid advertising didn't work for us. What excellently worked for us was, number one, I would say, was customer satisfaction, because most of our business is driven through referrals. So we delivered services to our customers. They referred to their friends and family, and then they referred, and so on. So we have customers who are like, we have customers who have been with us for since 7-8 years, and they are still still with us, and they do not even think of going to another vendor. So that is number one strategy that worked for us. Another strategy in terms of onboarding the new clients is, I would say, that is LinkedIn and Quora. So these are two platforms which have given amazing results to us. The reason is, these two, both the content platforms are dependent upon your experiences and your knowledge. So if you do not have the experience, if you do not have the knowledge, you cannot reflect it, you cannot showcase it. And these two platforms gives us the opportunity to showcase our work, how we helped our clients, how we solved their problems. And those stories and those experiences help us getting other clients as well.
Okay, that's amazing. So how many team members are working with Abaxsoft right now?
So right now we have a team of 10 people only. And so because we have recently shifted our model. So at peak, we reached 38 people. And then we started to segregate. We are now working on a strategy to place remote teams at different locations around the world. So there's a lot of grinding work going on, and accordingly we will be moving on.
That's wonderful. So these people, like you would have a workflow management tools you might be using, right, for your streamlining your process. What tools do you use, and what tools would you like to use in the coming to achieve the coming milestones?
So we have very basic tools that we use. Like first is Basecamp. It is an amazing tool. You can manage your task, you can manage your milestones, you can manage your communication, you can manage your file management system. It's absolutely amazing. Another one is Trello. You can manage when you are working in an agile project, you can easily manage everything in Trello.
Roadmaps.
We used to use Tick. That is for task management.
Which one?
Tick.
Tick.
So Tick is a task timer management system. But later on, we realized that is not something we need. We do not want to track how much time people are taking on what assignment. We made it very simple. These are the tasks that we have to complete. And as soon as you are done, you are free. And that is why the remote strategy has been working for us as well. Because people are free to assign their work. There are fixed meeting timings. Then when they have to be present, they can work from anywhere, and the work is done.
Okay. That's wonderful. So, and have you considered to try out any other upcoming products in another 6 months?
So we have tried several products. Like for example, we use Zoom from time to time. We use GoToMeetings from time to time. And that is something we keep exploring. And whenever we see a product fit like which can ease our problems, we go with it.
Okay. And considering it's a bootstrapping startup, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, we are
So,
completely bootstrapped.
so like, are you looking for any, like, what is your next, any funding experiences you're looking for the next coming?
So we had few funding experiences, but we denied
Okay.
because we were not able to find the right sync.
Okay.
So even now we are in talks with several investors. But see, the reason why we are bootstrap and why we haven't taken any funding right now is because it is important that we get the right sync.
Okay.
Because for us, like, we are into a traditional IT services business, right? So this is not a product startup that we can scale and exit, right?
Yes.
We do not wish to exit from it. And that is why it is important that the investor that we take on board should be in sync with our approach as well. In terms of culture, in terms of customer satisfaction, in terms of market approach. So there are so many factors that we need to count in. So yeah, we are in talks. So let's hope it works out.
Okay, that's great. Because it's very hard to say no when it comes to anything related to. Yeah.
Completely understand that. Yeah.
So I was also reading an article about it, like why most of the people denies to say, like, it's very hard to say no. And people say more to yes. So considering the funding part, it's very surprising that you denied a lot of funding experiences.
Yeah, so there was this interesting incident. In fact, I wrote a post about it as well. We had the investor, everything was right. We got the paperwork done as well. We got this MOU signed as well. And then we visited the office that was offered to us. It was a large office of 3 floors.
Okay.
But then the culture thing was missing.
Okay.
So our team culture and the investors' team culture, it was not in sync.
Very different. Okay.
And that it would have been very, like, almost impossible to make that work in the long run. So that is the kind of hiccups that we came across. But yeah, I'm sure we'll find someone soon. And even if we don't, we have been always profitable since the day one. So
I think it's 10 years since you have started this startup. Am I right?
Yeah, it's been 10 years. So we started this, like, we were 6 people in college dorm. I was in 3rd year of my college.
Okay.
So before that, I was taking tuitions. I was teaching people IIT. I was preparing them for IIT JEE. I was taking school students. I was also teaching programming languages in NIIT. So in GNIIT program. So and then on 12th of November 2009, I got my first development project.
Okay.
So I was in a room sitting dark because I had my breakup that morning itself. So I got a call from Google Business, and I went there, and there were like 10 different companies, and I don't know what I did. But I presented what my potential was, because I didn't have any portfolio to show, right? That was my first call. And I presented what I could do for them, and I got the project. And luckily that worked for us. The same client gave us repeat project, like gave us the second project 2 months after, and then he sponsored our cricket. So I was in college, so he sponsored our cricket team also. And then he gave us a references, and then we got other clients and so on.
Okay. And the story started from there.
Yeah.
So like, there will be a lot of bottlenecks and challenges on the way. Could you recall anything that actually you can still remember?
Yeah, of course, there have been challenges in many. So for example, we did hosting business also.
Okay.
So because we were not able to find reliable hosting partners, so we started hosting business to serve our clients. But then it became a big pain, because when you are working with local hosting providers, you cannot rely on services. So initially it was it was all nice. We were making, like, we had 600-700% profit margin on hosting. So that was great. So then gradually it became a problem, because we could not assure the services of a third party.
Yes.
And then that is when we decided that we are not going to offer that we cannot assure. So that was one decision we make. And that was the reason, even in terms of technology, we didn't offer everything. So initially we started with PHP only, because we had 100% confidence in PHP. We have done several great projects in PHP. Then we started Android after a few years, and then we started iOS, and now we offer web and mobile application. So, and in the organic content, and the same applies to digital marketing as well. We do not give full scale digital marketing solutions. We provide organic content marketing solution, because we know we have expertise in it.
Okay, okay. So doesn't wanted to put hands on other plates. So just sticking to the
Yeah.
point like organic.
So if you give limited services, you can assure quality, right? And
Yes,
that is how
yes,
you can grow.
exactly.
If you try to
Yes.
do everything, so that is what have been the bottleneck. Like whenever we tried to do everything, we got stuck.
Okay. So the next question, which I would like to ask you, like most would be inbound and referrals you might be getting, right, for
Yeah.
clients. So apart from that, is there any channels you try? Like, is there any outbound strategies you try or something,
We,
or just the referrals?
we try from time to time. So for example, long back, what we did when SMS, we did a lot of work in a lot of industries. So
Okay.
we made a lot of systems for SMS industry as well. So we
Yes.
used to experiment around SMS marketing, email marketing. So bulk
Yeah.
SMS. So that worked. Like we got some pretty good clients from SMS marketing long back. We
Mhm.
started with our, so the strategy was to penetrate through small packets, like the
Okay.
starter websites of 4,000, 5,000 rupees. Like I'm talking about 6, 7 years back.
Okay.
So we offered a small basic website,
Uh-huh.
and that was our entry into the client's cabin. And once we enter the cabin, those some we offered the same 5,000 package, to some we offered with add-ons, and those clients converted into bigger clients, and then on, and we got the reference from there as well. So SMS marketing has been one thing. Email marketing. So there was this client who wanted us to find the who is record data from domain scope API. So it was amazing. Every day if anyone is registering any domain, we will handle the information of who registered what domain. So same data we could use for
Okay.
email marketing, and we could get the inquiries from there.
Okay, that's pretty good, amazing hack. I
Yeah.
loved it. So just this is some interesting question. I want like considering that there are a lot of challenges, or considering there is a lot of competitions out there in IT solutions, who would you be most disrupt when you are a multi-million dollar company?
I would say everyone, and especially the giants,
Okay.
because our solutions are cost effective, right? So
Yes.
we try to simplify stuff. For example, so what happens is we have this initiative called zero coder. So what happens is I get a lot of requirements. So my budgets have changed, of course, because our costings had different changed. Petrol prices has changed, so our prices have changed as
Yes.
well. So I get a lot of
Okay.
requirement where people do not have a budget to afford us now. So what we do, we have
Okay.
started this, and those are the budgets no one can offer services in them. So we have started this zero coder initiative, in which we provide free resources like workshops and articles on how to make your own website, starter website, how can you convert your website to mobile app for free, and those kind of stuff. So
Okay.
so if when we are a multi-million industry, we'll be disrupting a lot of such solutions, and the giants will be most effective from it.
Yes, I can see there is a lot of competition in IT solution and technology consultants out there. So, considering the fact being in the market is very important. So,
Yes. So yeah, sorry for disrupting you. So I was saying competition in my terms, what I've always believed in 10 years is competition is a myth.
okay,
So the reason behind it is because we have always been inbound driven, right? So
yes, yes,
competition is when it is outbound. Like for example, you are working with platform like Upwork, Freelancer, or there are requirements on Facebook,
yeah,
LinkedIn. So
yeah,
when that time you are competing with 100 and 100 to 150 and 200 companies for getting the same project. But when you have
yeah,
inbound inquiries, you are not competing with anyone. You are competing with yourself.
okay. How
So,
capable you are, like,
and also, like if you observe, do you ever see any company presenting a quarterly report? Okay, this much percentage we have snatched from competitors. No, their
yeah,
primary focus will be how much you have grown in yourself.
yes,
So competition is always with yourself. You keep improving your company, you keep improving your services, you can keep improving your offerings, and you'll keep growing. And that has worked for all the companies, I believe.
okay. And I love the answer. It was very clear and very precise to the point. It was very fantastic. So, what are the next upcoming milestones you want to achieve in the other 6 months?
Yeah, so we are going through a big change now.
Okay,
So from services industry, now we are making a switch toward product industry.
okay,
So we are working on several B2B and B2C products,
okay.
and those will be of course, there will be very niche products. For example, we are the first product that we are launching is a garage management system. So
Yes.
that garages can manage their inventory, their sale, their servicing, their notification, their CRM and everything.
Okay.
And in the similar space, we have several B2B space solutions like restaurant management system, multi-outlet systems, retail management system, POS system. We have already installed these systems for our multiple clients. And now we are standardizing them into products, and we will be starting B2B products.
Okay.
And then we have B2C solutions as well. For example, we have a Mashupcorner, which is amazing place to read content.
Yeah, I read about it. I wanted to actually ask about it.
Yeah, so Mashupcorner is a you can say a content platform, a purely content platform. We do not have any trends.
Okay.
We do not have any viral news. We do not have any celebrities, and we basically do not have anything which expires in a week or a month or 6 months.
Okay.
So
when can we see that product?
Mashupcorner is live. It's already live.
It's live.
It's live. We have somewhere around 800 articles on the platform.
Oh, great. When it was launched?
So this was started in 2015. It has been slow.
Okay.
And that is the reason we are now minimizing our services work, and we are now focusing more toward products. Because the problem with services industry is you are never free.
Yeah.
So and of course, when you are serving to client, you are the least priority for yourself. For example, our website has been ready for around 1 year, right? But we haven't made it live because we are busy serving clients.
Yes.
So that happens with services industry. You cannot focus on your own products, and that is why this change was very much required.
Okay, and it's wonderful to see a lot of upcoming products up, and it was really great how you shifted from service to product based, and that will be your next goals, right?
Right.
That's great. So honestly, it was some amazing discussion we just had right now. Talking about product acquisition, customer acquisition strategies, product market fit, and about your startup journey, the past 10 years journey, even your breakup story. I couldn't hear that, but but I will remember it. And so can you please give some advice for the young entrepreneurs out there from your past experience?
Yeah, so I've seen this very common in new startups.
Okay.
So before they get into market, they start searching for investors.
Oh.
So what happens is they invest a lot of energy in finding investors, in running their pitches, in attending events to get the investors. If they put that energy into making a product that is market fit and start getting traction out of it, investors will come to them. And see, basically what I believe is in the basic principle of business is earning money, not burning it.
Yeah.
And that is the primary advice that I would give. So focus on getting traction, focus on making your product profitable. And then to scale up, of course, you need investors. Of course, at certain point, you need investors to scale, to expand. But basically, first get into market, get some work done, sell your product, get some customers. Those customers will help you reach other customers. Yes. And then for expansion, look for investors. That is the advice I would give to new investors.
That's great. I will also share the article which Varun has wrote, which was very interesting and I loved it. So I will also mention that in the descriptions below so that please do check it out. It talks about everything to starting from how to start a startup and all the steps required. So I'll definitely drop the links below. It was really a great pleasure to have you on this show, Varun. I'm really happy that I'm so glad that you had joined for this podcasting series. And it was really lovely to hear a lot of stories. If the time limit was a little bit more, we would have discussed a lot more stories. But unfortunately, we have to keep everything in disciplined way so that I can just follow it up. But don't worry. I would be also keep on creating new series so that we can have this conversation. We can have debate conversations, webinars. So, and I would like you to be also part of this show throughout our journey, our Ampliz journey. So thank you so much. Appreciate for your time on this show. So would you like to share anything?
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's amazing, when you interact with people who are working your show has been helping a lot of startups. Of course, when you are talking to several entrepreneurs who have been in the industry for so long, and when they share their experience and the new coming startups, they get to learn from that. So
Yes.
you have been doing a great job, Varun,
Thank you so much.
and of course your name is Varun, so you have to be awesome.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So yeah, thank you for having me. It's been real pleasure, and yeah, I look forward to be associated in any way I can.
Okay, thank you so much, Varun. Thank you for joining for the show. So, guys, please do. I will drop the links down in the descriptions below. How to reach out to Varun. So I will drop the LinkedIn profile ID as well as the articles. And also, please do make sure to subscribe, comment, and share the video with your other startup buddies. So until next time, we see you soon. Thank you.